What's going on, everyone? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today I want to discuss something pretty interesting that I've been meaning to discuss for quite a while, but stuff came up this week, the public test build. I talked about the Odin, I talked about the persistence nerf, and so on. I also did the tournament mode yesterday, which I ended up in 13th place for the day, but honestly, I don't really think I'm going to go any further because it's extremely stressful, especially if it's free for all. But yeah, anyways, let's actually talk about the subject for today, which is Aether Crystal as well as Red Sprite on blueprints. So there has been a bug going around that I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know about, where you could, I guess, get a glimpse of what Aether Crystal or Red Sprite would look like on certain blueprints. I think on Sunday or Saturday, I actually did like a whole thing on the live stream, just looking at Aether Crystal with like all of my blueprints on every single weapon, and it was very interesting to see how these things were well designed, especially for the epic skins. When it came to legendaries and mythics, there were some skins that were good, some skins that looked unfinished with both Aether Crystal and the Red Sprite. They both seem to have like the same progress. They both seem to cover the weapons well when it comes to epics, but for the most part, the legendary skins and the mythics are the ones that lack the most. Don't get me wrong, there are some that surprise me the most, especially when it comes to the QXR Fossil Fire as well as the necessary diplomacy. So there is some progress done with certain legendary skins, but in most cases, like the majority of them are still unfinished. Keep in mind, these aren't the only two that are finished. There are still a few others, such as the Swarm as well as the Rictus Arc for the HBR legendaries. Few others include stuff such as, I think one of them's like the DRH maybe, but there's one for the Swordfish, but I don't really think it's going to be that good. But still, the point is that the legendaries are the most unfinished, while the epics are just mainly done. Here's an example of one of the skins that is still unfinished, and this also applies to Aether Crystal, but I took a picture of the AS Val double-edged when it was with Red Sprite. Like the mythics for the most part are still really unfinished, and some of them are really buggy. I think the only mythic that I could think of that doesn't have these issues is probably the Dark Frontier for the Holger 26, but yeah, all the other ones are still really bad. It's still kind of unknown as to why some of these legendaries and mythics are really unfinished. It's probably a lot more complicated since, they're actually more animated. And keep in mind, with mythics, they have physical animation, so it's probably going to be hard to, implement Aether Crystal and Red Sprite onto them. I did see some clips from Alien Gamer, I think that's who it was, who made the clips of the Morningstar as well as the Demon Song with Red Sprite and Aether Crystal. I mean, they looked absolutely amazing. But still, the way that they are designed doesn't really look that right because, for the Morningstar, the body of the gun was designed, but the wings around it wasn't really looking so great. So yeah, there's still work to be done on that area. It was kind of a weird situation because in Season 3, when the last major update came out, I originally thought that, well, maybe we're going to get it in that update because, in the test server, you were able to put Aether Crystal on those legendary blueprints. But here we are now with the Season 5 test build, and yeah, that doesn't really seem to be the case. I did check, and you're not able to have those things applicable on legendary or any blueprint at all. But it's really weird that you were able to do that in the Season 3 test server, but not in the new Season 5 one. Doesn't it seem kind of weird that they would make it applicable in in a previous public test build, but not in this new one? They had to have been working on it. There would be no reason to have that available within that test server if they weren't going to work on it. So maybe it was something that they were thinking of, or maybe it's something that, they're still working on, or it's probably something that they scrapped. I don't know. Unless, it's still pretty early to say because the Season 5 test server just came out and we're not even halfway through Season 4. And keep in mind, Season 4 is going to be a much longer season. Right now we're, I think, 17, 18 days in, so we have another 18 days to go or something like that. So, it's still unknown. They could probably update the test server once more, and then maybe then we could see if we can put it on, but it's still kind of unknown, unless they just surprise us with it once the update actually comes out to the public. But I don't know, I'm kind of losing hope on this whole situation because Season 3 gave me so much hope, and I even asked on the Reddit community post about the Aether Crystal on blueprints, and they just told me that if it didn't, it was supposed to be in the season 3 update, but it just never happened. And they told me they would look into it, but it just never. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this whole situation. I just really hope that in the future that they let us actually put it on. But I think that this feature is going to be a little bit more requested now that we could actually see how each weapon or each weapon skin looks like with Aether Crystal. People are going to want to have the ability to put on that camo on those blueprints. And, I think they should keep this glitch around because, to be honest, it's kind of a win-win situation for the consumer as well as the people that are making the skins. Because if they see how good Aether Crystal looks like on finished blueprints, such as, the incoming ones for next season, I mean, a lot of people are going to be more inclined to buy them since they could put all those awesome camos on it. And yeah, so you could put gold, platinum, Damascus, and diamond. That's cool and everything, but a lot of people worked hard for Red Sprite and Aether Crystal, got it on all their weapons, and you can't even use it on any of your blueprints at all. So it does kind of suck that you only could use Aether Crystal on the default weapons. Keep in mind, back in Season 1 or Season 2 of this year, there was an opportunity to put Aether Crystal on some of the blueprints, such as the Zakhaev's Executioner and even the ASM-10 Snake skin from previous seasons. And it was available for a time, but then they took it off. I don't know why they did that, but I know there was a lot of people that enjoyed having Aether Crystal on those skins. And I don't know if they were trying to give us a little taste of what's to come, but still, I mean, we shouldn't be waiting this long. This feature is something that a lot of people have been requesting ever since we were able to put our other completionist camos on those blueprints. A lot of people wondered why Aether Crystal wasn't part of that group. So I just assumed that maybe in the next major update we would have gotten it, around Season 10, but it never happened. Because I remember specifically that the Diamond on Blueprints feature came out around, I think, Season 8 of last year. So I was thinking, maybe when Season 10 comes out, the next major update, maybe they'll have Aether Crystal ready to be used on blueprints. But, we kept waiting for every single major update and it just never happened. And then, the Season 3 public test build comes in where you're actually able to see how your Aether Crystal would look like on those blueprints, and, nothing happened. So yeah, unfortunately, it's a very, very confusing situation because at this point, it kind of looks like they're playing with our feelings. But, there's just so many weird things happening. I mean, there has to be a reason why they allowed us to see Aether Crystal in that Season 3 test build. But then just to scrap it completely in the Season 5 test build. I don't know. It's a very weird situation. I asked, and they're very cryptic about it. So I don't know if this is coming in the near future. Honestly, I'm kind of like I said, I'm losing hope on this whole entire thing. But what I think they should do, at least for the time being, is that within this next update, or I don't know, maybe even the Season 7 update, they should at least let us put Aether Crystal on our epics because, that's the one that looks most complete. And then, if they need more time to work on the legendaries and mythics, I mean, you could probably release it in a later major update around Season 9 maybe. So yeah, I think that's what they should do because, I mean, the epics look already done. I mean, there's no reason to hold that out on us for such a long time. To be honest, we've waited way longer than we should have for a feature like this. And it's kind of a shame that with all this effort put in for Aether Crystal and Red Sprite, we're not even able to put it on our blueprints. It's really sad, honestly. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mobile content. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.